Hello folks. I've looked at quite a few wireless lavalier systems in the past, but one of the big names I have not looked at before is the Sennheiser XSW-D. It is normally quite a bit more expensive than the Rode Wireless Go, but I did get this set on sale for $200, and keep in mind it does come with a lavalier microphone, which the Rode Wireless Go does not. This is a compact digital 2.4 GHz system, and it's been around a bit longer than the Rode Wireless Go and Saramonic Blink 500, and it's a bit different from those systems. Mainly, it does not have a built-in microphone on the transmitter like the Rode Wireless Go does. But like I said, this one does come with a wired lavalier microphone, in this case the Sennheiser ME2 version 2. The little metal grill on this microphone is not removable on this version, but I think it does sound pretty good, and even though it does not have the greatest self-noise spec, it is a very sensitive mic with a very strong output, so I find that it still does provide low noise recordings because the output is so strong you can keep your levels down. The transmitter and receiver have standard 3.5mm locking Sennheiser plugs. Some might find the locking connectors unnecessary or even a nuisance, but they do prevent the mic from coming unplugged accidentally, and I don't have any problem with them. The build quality is very good. They do feel very sturdy, so no issues there. The only control on each one is a single button. That button is used to turn them on and off, and also for pairing when needed, but that's it. The system is designed to be very simple. You turn it on and go. That's all you need. You can't adjust gain on the transmitter or the output level on the receiver. This makes them very simple and easy to use, but it means that you can't adjust or configure anything. I haven't found an issue with any of the cameras I've tried it with so far, but I have read reports that some cameras don't have audio levels that can be turned low enough to prevent clipping with this setup, and the output isn't adjustable. Like I said, I haven't had any issue, but it could be an issue with certain cameras. The transmitter has a little belt clip, and the receiver has a shoe mount for cameras. There are also kits available with a transmitter that has an XLR connection that can be plugged onto an XLR microphone. The XSW-D transmitter and receiver, they're very small, very compact package, and the form factor makes them very convenient to, say, slip in and out of a pocket, but clearly they aren't quite as small as the Rode Wireless Go. They both have built-in rechargeable batteries, which don't seem to be easily replaceable, if replaceable at all, and they both charge with a USB-C connection. So let's get them turned on and see how they sound. Now I'm recording into my portable recorder with the XSW-D system with the included ME2 microphone. This is how it sounds here in my booth. If you want to hear how it sounds with a bunch of different cameras, I'll put a link in the description to a camera comparison I did where I used this wireless system on several different cameras. I've used this system for a couple of other videos I've done as well, and it works great. I have no issues with it at all. I think it has excellent sound quality, and it has very close to zero latency. But if I mess with the delay on my recorder, by the time I'm above 4 milliseconds or so, I can tell it's actually it is going the wrong way. So it's 4 milliseconds or less that I can detect. So very good in terms of latency. For a quick comparison, here is some audio from the Rode Wireless Go with the built-in microphone. This is how the Rode sounds out of the box with the built-in microphone if you don't get an extra lavalier microphone for it. And this is the Rode Wireless Go with the ME2 microphone that comes with the XSW-D. It doesn't have a locking connector, but the Sennheiser microphone does just barely plug in far enough and it works. Latency actually sounds pretty similar on the Rode as it did on the XSW-D. Very, very low. If anything, the Rode might have maybe a millisecond or two more, but again, both of them are, I would guess, single-digit millisecond delays. They're very, very minimal. So not very much latency with either one of these systems. All right, now I'm going to do a little bit of outdoor range testing. Right now I have my recorder with the receiver sitting on that picnic table, and it's about 50 feet away from where I'm standing now. I'm right behind the camera, and the transmitter is strapped to my side, so there's nothing obstructing it from the receiver right now. Again, 50 feet away. I'm just going to kind of turn in place so that you can see if you get any dropouts as the transmitter kind of goes behind my body. So now I'm just kind of turning in place, turn 90 degrees, So now my body is kind of blocking the transmitter and the receiver. Turn another 90 degrees, now I'm facing away. Another 90 degrees, now the transmitter is directly facing the receiver. And I turned another 90 degrees, now I'm back facing the recorder and the receiver. So let me go a little bit further back and we'll see how it does further than 50 feet. All right, now I'm about 100 feet away. Transmitter's still strapped to my side, same place. It's basically clipped to my belt directly on my side. Once again, I am standing facing the receiver and recorder, and I'm going to start turning in place. Turn 90 degrees. Transmitter is kind of turn another 90 degrees. Now I'm facing directly away. Turn another 90 degrees. Now the transmitter is directly facing the receiver. Turn another 90 degrees, and now I'm back facing the recorder. Now I'm about 150 feet away, once again standing facing the recorder and the receiver, and I'm going to start turning in place. Now I've turned another 90 degrees. Now I'm facing directly away. The receiver shouldn't be obstructed now from the transmitter. Turn another 90 degrees. Now the receiver is directly facing the transmitter, which is on the side of my body, nothing in the way. Turn another 90 degrees. Now I'm back facing the receiver, transmitter still on my side. That's at approximately 150 feet. And let's move back one more time and see how it does at about 200 feet. Order. Side. Another 90 degrees. Now the transmitter directly refacing the receiver. Now I'm back facing the receiver. Range is severely affected by obstruction, which isn't uncommon for 2.4 GHz systems. In fact, some of the 2.4 GHz systems I have tested had minor dropouts even at 50 feet when I turned and my body got between the receiver and the transmitter. The XSW-D had no dropouts at 50 feet, but it did at distances beyond that, and it was completely unusable by 200 feet, even with a direct line of sight. To ensure reliability, I would say 50 feet max outdoors if you can't ensure constant direct line of sight, and maybe 100 feet if you can. Indoors is much harder to predict due to possible benefits from reflections, but I'd still say 50 to 100 feet would be the max, give or take depending on obstructions and how busy the wireless environment is. So like most 2.4 GHz systems, long range isn't its strong suit. It's also a bit more expensive than some of the competitive options unless you find it on sale. It's a bit larger than more recent releases, and it lacks some adjustability. The adjustable output on the receiver of the Rode Wireless Go gives it a slightly louder max output and a slightly lower minimum output. But on the plus side, to my ears, the sound quality is a step above the Rode Wireless Go, and it has a tiny bit lower noise floor. Don't get me wrong, the difference is slight, but the Sennheiser would be my pick if I had to choose one purely for sound quality. The Sennheiser also comes with what I feel is a very decent lav mic. Ultimately, there are lots of different options out there these days, and the XSW-D is one of them. It doesn't blow me away in terms of features for the money, but it does come with a decent lav mic, it has good build quality, it's simple to use, and it sounds pretty good. So if you are in the market for a small wireless lavalier system, it might be worth a look. If you have any questions, let me know. As always, thanks for watching. Take care.